Hello. See if you can see me yet. Let me edit this so I can ask questions here. Okay. Give me just a second to get everything going here. Sorry about that. So also, like, I need a new monitor because, like, my screen keeps being wonky. Like, my screen keeps cutting off. I just need to get a new screen. But anyways, we've been live for like 2 minutes and I've said nothing so far. So I apologize for that. But I'm just getting everything prepared here. I was running really behind today. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, I'm just pulling up my phone here so I can actually see where the comments are going to be. Does this actually work? Let's see. I'm probably going to hear an echo for a second. Where the comments are going to be. Does this actually work? Let's see. Okay. Actually, that's not that bad of lag. It's not as bad as lag as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add my Reaper, my DAW. And actually, before I get started, I think I'm going to change this squeaky chair because this is going to drive me crazy and drive everyone else crazy if you hear my squeaky chair. So hold on. Awesome. Okay, just stay quiet, okay? Just for a little bit. I'm back. I'm back, everybody. Oof. I have a new chair. It's a lot more uncomfortable, but it does not squeak. And so that's a plus. Ooh, I'm tiny. Now I'm really tiny. Now I'm big. Wow. Okay. Move over here. Okay. Let me add make sure that's turned up. Sorry, everybody. I'm kind of still new to streaming, and I'm figuring out the best way to go about this. So I'm going to play this and see if I can hear it.
Right? You can hear that, right?
Yes, I can hear that.
God, I recorded an entire live stream.
Right? You can hear that, right? Okay. Yes, I can hear that. Okay, sweet. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Okay, now we are officially beginning. We are actually starting the edit at 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Not bad. 4 minutes in. Almost 5 minutes in. Okay, so we recorded this episode live again, and I've really enjoyed doing episodes live. I just feel like, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel like I need to be a little bit more of an entertainer. And so it kind of helps bring that better version of myself out. Like, I feel like I can, like, boost my personality up to 11. Like, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily being fake, but I think it definitely kind of helps. It kind of helps me to just be more interesting on camera. And I think that's the same way with if you're making a course. If you can actually have an audience of some kind, like if you can do your course videos live, or you can do any kind of content live in front of someone, it just usually turns out better. I mean, that's why a lot of the old, like, 90s sitcoms, they would film in front of a live audience, because I think people just perform better in front of people. Because it's kind of weird just kind of talking to yourself or talking to nobody. I mean, even if you're just talking to your co-host, like, definitely practice. Like, if you're new to this, by yourself first. So that way you're not, like, you know, like, totally new at this and, like, scared. Maybe practice by yourself and with a co-host. But then after you get some episodes under your belt, try going live on TikTok, on YouTube, just different places. Instagram, Twitter, X, same thing. But anyways, oh, LinkedIn, that's another one. We are going to do this edit. I know that we kind of chit-chatted for like a second here. And so, wait a second. What is it, kitty? Sorry, it's ADHD. You have to understand. But anyways, we kind of chit-chatted for a minute. And then we kind of got into the episode. And what's funny enough is I think we were actually talking about how I messed up the live stream. So let's just see where the episode actually starts. I always start out the episodes with, hey, welcome back to Look Into Leadership. So I can put it at the beginning. So let's find that real quick. And I've already went in and I've started from a template again. I've deleted all the automation and I've deleted all the old episodes audio files in here, like the last episode's audio files. So I'm just starting from scratch here. Well, not from scratch. I'm starting from a template. And anyways, I think after I do this, I'm going to figure out the new CapCut text-based editing thing. And I'm going to try that next. It's kind of like the Descript, which is a lot more powerful. I can't seem to figure out how to do 2 different speakers in CapCut yet. And I don't think it has that feature. So I have an idea for a workaround that I want to try. So I'm going to make a video on that and see if it works. But yeah, text-based. I really wish Reaper here had text-based editing because it can be quicker. But anyways, let's get started here.
Go behind the scenes of the lives of entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and business owners, and more of the experiences that shape them into a successful person. My name is Eric Howell,
I
and
was right on the money there. I think that's right.
hey everybody, welcome back to A Look Into Leadership, where we go.
So first of all, I'm a little loud, I think. Let me pull up my RMS filter here. It sounds like I'm a little loud. I'm just going to have that right here on the side so I can keep an eye on it. Actually, I'm going to move it over here so you can see it too.
Percent of podcasters. You know, we can say what you want about download numbers or whatever,
Yeah,
but
I was right. It's at
we actually made it.
Okay, if you see the RMS filter there, it's at -14. And I need it to be at -16. Somewhere floating between -16 and -15. But right now it's at -14. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump it down a dB or so. And actually, I have keyboard shortcuts. I made these like custom for myself on Reaper. I can press E to turn the track down a dB, and I can press W to turn it back up. And it makes editing really quick. Like if I just want to turn down a whole track, I don't have to like click it and like drag it down or anything. I can just like press a button and it goes down a dB. So when you get into editing, you're gonna find just little things like that, like little tricks that you can do. Like if your whatever you're editing with has actions or has shortcuts, learn those. That's the first thing that you should do is like, and when learning a new DAW or learning a new editing software, learn all the shortcuts, all the little keyboard shortcuts, whatever it is. It's going to make your life so much easier and you're going to edit so much faster. Like I have custom shortcuts for everything. And I even have custom shortcuts for my mouse. I mean, see this, but I have one of those mice. I have one of those mouses. I don't know. That has buttons on the side. So I have one button that can cut like this and then have another button that can delete. And I put those in there custom too. So I can faster, but sometimes you need your left hand for something else. Like I got a sip of water, or it could be milk. We don't know what's in there. No, it's water. Okay. Now, hold on. I gotta make sure I don't get any comments here. And I'm actually not live on TikTok right now. I might go live on TikTok later, but I wanted to be able to see the comments on school because I'm trying to do this live on school. So let me move this over to where we need to go. I like to have it right over the music. So let me show you where it kicks in. It's right after the whoosh. So I need to start right here. Actually, and I'm going to put a little marker that says start here. Just so I can, when I drag it, I'm not dragging it blind. What is this? Mhm. Okay, so where's my start here? There's my start. Oh no, messed up. Hey. Okay. I want it to start right about here. Let's see how that sounded.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to A Look into Leadership, where we go behind the scenes of
early.
the lives of.
That was actually a little bit early. I want it a little bit later. And the daggum thing dragged everything over. There we go.
Hey, everybody, welcome back
better.
to A Look into Leadership, where we go behind the scenes of the lives of entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and business owners, and more of the experiences that shape them into a successful person. My name's Eric Howell, and this is episode.
This actually accidentally got dragged. Let me move that over.
Successful person. My name's Eric Howell, and this is
Little late.
episode Successful person. My name's Eric Howell, and this is episode
Perfect, but,
21.
I was going to cut that breath out.
Full person. My name's Eric Howell, and this is episode 21. Can you believe it? Our podcast can finally legally drink. And because of that, we're going to celebrate because
Did Quinn
99%.
laugh at that? Okay, she did. Thank God. If she wouldn't have laughed at that, I would have been upset because that was a funny joke. Okay, we'll go play. I'm in the middle of something, okay? Okay, go ahead. Dad life. Anyways, as I was saying, she laughed. Thank God, because that was a really funny joke.
Can you believe it? Our podcast can finally legally drink. And because of that, we're going to celebrate because 99%.
This is going to look like I'm overdoing it, but I'm going to just drag that over just a little bit.
And because of that, we're going to celebrate because 99% of podcasters quit before they get to episode 21. But somehow, some way, we managed to get to episode 21. So technically, we are actually in the top 1% of podcasters. You know, we can say what you want about download numbers or whatever, but we actually made it, and I'm excited. And because of that, we are live celebrating with all of our friends live on TikTok. And if you would like to join us on TikTok, if you're listening to this in the future, you need to go into the show notes and you need to click Quinn's school community. It is called Faceless. Oh God, I'm going to mess this up.
Faceless content creation.
Faceless content creation. Faceless
Content creation.
Faceless content creation. Yeah. See, I knew that. I'm just going to cut all that out and it's going to make it look like I said it correctly.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, click that link. Go to her school.
Alert. I'm not going to cut all that out. I said that on purpose to make myself look dumb. Because sometimes I like to make myself look dumb because I think it's more interesting. It sounds weird, but sometimes like in a co-host dynamic, it works really well if one of them is kind of goofy and silly and the other one's kind of serious. It's like the classic comedy straight man kind of thing. So that's kind of what I got going here. I'm not always as dumb as I sound on here, but sometimes I play it up just for the entertainment's sake. Don't make yourself look too dumb though, because you want people to still like trust you and stuff. But sometimes I play a little dumb.
Faceless content creation.
Faceless content correctly.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, click that link, go to her school community, and just keep up with what we're doing. And you might be able to join us live on TikTok as well. And you can send us gifts.
You
That's
can
not a
send
hint
Eric
anyway.
gifts.
But anyways,
We will be
today's another
shouting
masterclass.
people out, right?
But anyways,
We will be
today's another
shouting
masterclass.
people out, right? Towards the
We're
end of
going
our
to shout
podcast.
out everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody crazy
relevant.
towards the end here. But today's another masterclass Monday, and you're going to be teaching us something. But anyways, today's another masterclass Monday, and you're going to be teaching us something. I don't really
Podcast?
know what, but you can send us gifts. That's not a hint to anybody. But anyways, today's another masterclass Monday.
Put Quinn's little phrase in there. Yeah, what have I done? I'm going to move this over. I'm going to move this one closer.
Send us gifts.
You can send Eric gifts.
That's not a hint to anybody. But anyways, today's another Masterclass Monday, and you're going to be teaching us some.
Claire, go play in your room or something. And stay quiet. Thank you. Children. My
Send us
goodness.
gifts. That's not a hint to anybody. But anyways, today's another Masterclass Monday, and you're going to be teaching us something. I don't really know what, but it being the 21st episode, I think you might have something special in mind for us. But before we get into that, I got to give you the secret word, the secret phrase of the day. Say, mind palace, Quinn.
Mind Palace, Quinn.
Palace, Quinn.
Mind Palace, Quinn. But
Do you know
that's
what a
like multiple words, Quinn. But that's like multiple words. You're getting
you
a little
know-
bit fancy with it, you know?
I mean, sometimes I like to do something a little bit different. But do you know what a mind palace is?
No. No. No.
Okay, so I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan. And
Oh.
Sherlock, when he's thinking and he's like trying to solve like a really hard case, he'll go into his mind palace and he like closes his eyes and he like sees in his mind all of his memories, and he can like, it's like a giant library that he can sort through. And yeah, it's his mind palace. And that's how he's able to solve all those like really hard crimes. Mind palace. Yeah.
I think I'm
I
going to
wonder.
try pulling my compressor down a little bit. Threshold. 'Cause I'm still hitting -14.
Through. And yeah, it's his mind palace. And that's how he's able to solve all those like really hard crimes.
Okay, that's better.
Mind
Nice.
palace. Yeah. I wonder if that has anything to do with what we're talking about today.
It might. Actually,
Maybe.
today we're going to be talking about several things. I think there's going to be like 3 topics. Kind of, like the whole saying bears beats 3 topics. Kind of, topics. Kind of, like the whole saying bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
I do not know that phrase now.
Does that
What
mean
does
that
that
you
mean?
haven't watched The Office?
Oh God. I'm about to out myself. I've tried to watch it a few times.
Ugh.
And I just can't get past the first couple episodes.
You
I'm sorry.
have to get past the first couple episodes to get into it. That's
That's
the
what
whole
they all
thing.
say. That's what they all say.
Yeah, I know. Like when I first started it, I stopped it. I was like, this is so dumb. And I couldn't get into it for the longest way, dry humor. So
Which
then
one
I
was really
started to
fun-
really get into it.
What's funny about The Office is I told you I worked for Dwight.
I'm going to cut all this crap out about me talking about working for Dwight. Because it's not really important. And it kind of sounds like I'm bragging. Which I wasn't, but it kind of sounds that way. Where am I at?
Worked for Dwight. What's his name?
Yeah, Rainn Wilson, and he just started a new podcast.
Him as an actor, and I love the main guy, whatever his name is.
It's like that was just supposed to be like how we're doing it in 3 segments. Anyways, we we can cut some of that out.
I did. Thanks, Quinn. I did cut some of that out.
So you got to ask your weird word.
Okay, so there's
But-
that. Moving on. Where are we at?
So
Which
then
one
I
was really
started to
fun-
really get into it.
Okay, so there's one so. I'm going to cut out that so it's not so.
So
So.
you got to,
I'm just kidding. Let's do this. Hey, Mike. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I like John Krasinski a lot, and I like all of the people that were in The Office. But I've never sat down and just like tried to watch it because like every time I sit down with the first couple of episodes, I'm like, man, this is so dumb. I love Parks and Rec though. That's like one of my favorite shows ever. But I might give it another chance. See how it does. See if I like it. Honestly, I don't have like a lot of extra time to like sit and watch TV these days. And when I do, like, It's usually stuff like nerdy stuff. Like a new Doctor Who comes out today. Because I'm a nerd. Sorry.
You got to ask your weird word, but I'm going to bring us back to the beginning of how my morning got started.
I don't know
And
if you can see what I'm doing here. On Reaper, like I can do what these are called automations. And it's a volume pre-effects. And I'm just like kind of where she's kind of talking quiet. Because I got the compressor and Auphonic, they evened out a lot of it. But I just kind of like to go through and just even it out just a little bit more. Just raising little things here and there. You don't have to do all this. You honestly don't. I'm just a perfectionist.
got started.
And also this like icebreaker thing that she's about to say, I genuinely hate this. Because I pretty much know what we're going to talk about except this. And it always catches me by surprise and I actually have to use my brain and think and that always makes me anxious.
Started. And that is going to start off with an icebreaker for you. So, Eric, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
And then she just drops like the most
Are you kidding?
existential crisis question, like the biggest question of our time. What is the chicken or the egg? Like, how was I supposed to answer that, Quinn? Also, she's probably listening back to this in the future going like, oh, you're trash talking me, bro.
The egg.
Are you kidding? Is that really the icebreaker?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this question is impossible.
I'm going to cut out that.
So
So a lot this other thing. So a lot of this is not going to apply if you do a video podcast. You're going to edit it totally different. You're going to edit it a lot less. So with audio podcast, I like to edit it a lot tighter, and you can get away with a lot more with an audio podcast. And so I'll cut out a lot more stuff. With a video podcast, I would honestly leave a lot more of this stuff. I would keep it a little bit more raw. But with an audio podcast, since there's really nothing else to look at, like you're not looking at something and to keep someone's attention, you kind of have to keep it kind of tight because it's only going to be in somebody's ear. So I edit it a little bit tighter. So I'm going to cut out certain things, certain words.
question is impossible. So everyone, what do you believe? What is the meaning of life, everyone? That's basically what she just asked me. Where did we come from? Well, I'm going to say that the chicken came first. No, I'm going to say the egg came first, and I'm going to say it was grown by an alien spaceship and then planted here on Earth, and then it became a chicken. That's right.
Nice. Nice. Well,
How was I supposed to answer that?
Seriously, how was I supposed to answer that? What do you think, Mike? Where did we chicken or egg? Good grief.
Became a chicken.
Nice. Well,
How was I supposed to answer that?
I don't know. That was why I was asking you. I wanted to know.
Aliens.
Yeah, well, with a video podcast, you can edit tight like this, like where you cut out the ums and stuff. But what you would do is so you would have like one person on frame, and then when you do the hard cut, it would be weird. Like if you're talking and like the camera's on someone, when you cut out an it would be like it would look weird. It would be like a hard cut. But what you could do is you put the other person on screen when you do the hard cut, kind of like it's a reaction shot. And so that's how you hide the cuts and that stuff. But I honestly don't think it's necessary. You can get away with a lot more with a video podcast. The only things I would really cut out of a video podcast are maybe like long pauses, or like where somebody's like thinking about an answer for like 30 seconds or something. I would cut that. I would cut out like I don't know, just like random tangents that have nothing to do with what you're talking about. But I would edit a lot differently than this. I'll do a video about that soon. Maybe one of these working hours I can do a video podcast.
Well,
How was I supposed to answer that?
I don't know. That was why I was asking you. I wanted to know.
Aliens.
I need to know these answers to know.
Aliens.
Cut out that there. And what's cool about Descript and now CapCut, and I think there's a few others. Can Adobe Audition do it? They have the text-based editing, so it'll cut out the ums and stuff for you sometimes. But it does a weird job sometimes. That's why I don't always like to use it. Sometimes it comes out really unnatural.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Aliens.
I need to know these answers. I don't have any answers for that.
Chickens are dinosaurs, so the egg was first. That's a good point. I didn't think about dinosaurs.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Aliens.
I need to know these answers. I don't have any answers for that.
Okay. So that was a big breath. I have to really enunciate when I say breath. You don't think I'm saying something else. So I'm going to lower that breath and cut out that
The reason why I asked that is because my morning started off with a random message from you saying, we got a call from our listener. They left us a voice
Okay, where she messed up, I'm going to see if I can fix that for her.
call from our listener. They left us listener. They
I'm going to cut out that and see if I can fix this.
our listener. They left us a voice. They left us
Okay, I'm going to keep the left and I'm going to cut it where it says us.
a voice message. That's a voice message.
Okay, let's see if this works. It may not.
Or they left us a voice message.
Fix that a little bit more.
They left us a voice message.
Quiet. This might take a minute, Mike. Bear with me.
Or they left us a voice message.
Okay, so I'll accidentally cut out the us. Let's try that.
Or they left us a voice message.
Boy. Magic.
We got a call from our listener. They left us a voice message. And it was from this old man named Billy Sr.
Oh, yeah. He's a huge fan.
Yeah, and I feel like we should insert the clip of Billy Sr. talking
Okay.
right now.
I'm going to play it right now.
Right now.
I'm going to play it right now.
Okay, so we've got this new thing where you can add a voicemail to our podcast. And so I was testing it, and I called the podcast myself in character. And I sent it to Quinn. I'm like, check out this voicemail we got. It was so weird. And she didn't fall for it. But I'm going to play it right here. So I'm going to drag everything over. I think it was only about 30 seconds, but I'm going to do a marker right here. And I'm going to just write voicemail. If I can spell, bro. Okay, so voicemail. And now I got to find it. I don't remember if I downloaded it. I think I did. Let me just see if I downloaded it. Let me go to, I'm just going to go into my OneDrive here. I'm just going to type in Billy. Billy. And see if I download. I don't remember, honestly. Come on. I think because I'm streaming, my internet's being really slow. Don't want to work as fast as normal. No, I don't have it. Okay, so I'm just going to skip that for now, and I'll go back and I'll insert it later, just for the sake of the working hours. I don't want to spend like 20 minutes looking for a file.
So
Wasn't that great?
Yeah. It was so funny when you sent it to me because I was like, voice message? You haven't set up any voice message thing for us, and you would have been talking about it in all the podcasts to leave us a voice message if you had. But when I was listening to it, you forgot that I'm really observant, and I was able to understand that based on the way that this Billy Sr. dude that was talking about his chickens.
I need to lower that.
Billy Sr. dude that was talking about his chickens. Yeah, it wasn't Billy Sr. It was Eric.
I mean, you can't prove that.
Sure.
I'll never
okay.
admit to it.
Sure. Okay, Billy Sr. Yeah, I told you. What did I tell you this morning? I was like, yeah, Billy must really look up to you because every time he looks in the mirror, you're staring back at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really picked up my voice pattern somehow. I don't know. Huge fan.
You're staring back at him.
Yeah, he's really picked up my voice pattern somehow. I don't know. Huge fan.
Exactly. Or eggs. Actly.
Yeah. But hey, a good segue to that
Oh,
is
man,
if
I
you
didn't
would
even
like
notice
to
that
leave
joke. I didn't even notice her joke when we did that live. That's really funny. Sorry, I didn't laugh. I'm laughing now. I mean, I'm not, but like I'm laughing on the inside. Okay, I'm laughing.
man.
Exactly. Or eggs. Actly.
Yeah. But hey, a good segue to that is if you would like to
know what I'm
leave
gonna
us
do?
a voice message, if you have
This
a question
is
for us.
This is what I'm gonna do. I don't want to feel left out. I'm gonna take this laugh and I'm gonna put it over here.
Actly.
Check it out. Now I don't look like a jerk.
Yeah.
Actly.
Yeah. But hey, a good segue to that is if you would like to leave us a voice message, if you have a question for us, or if you, just want to leave us a compliment or just anything you want to talk about, you can go in our show notes and you can click the little button that's going to send you to a link and you can press record and you can ask us a question and we might just answer it on the show. You never know.
Yeah, I
Just answer it on the show. You never know.
Did she say there?
yeah,
No,
I
she didn't. Oh, she did. I'll leave it. That is too close to that word. See, that's one of the ums in Descript that would, if it were to cut it out, it would sound really unnatural. So I'm just going to leave it because it'll sound like a hard cut. See how close they are together? You can really only cut out the ums that look more like this one, that are kind of away from everything else. So I'm going to leave it.
For it on the show. You never know.
Yeah, I so in that voice recording that you just listened to, Billy Senior was
Okay,
asking.
So I can cut out that And what's cool, I said this the other day when I did this, is I have ripple editing on, and I think pretty much every editor has ripple editing. And what it does is, I'll show you what it does with it off. So if I was to delete this, nothing happens. But if I have ripple editing on, when I delete it, everything's going to move into place by itself, including all my files too behind it. So watch. Everything moves. So I don't have to like delete, drag, delete, drag. Like it just kind of does it on its own. Just speeds up the process.
Listen to Billy Senior was asking because he has a small chicken farming business. You just listened to. Billy Senior was asking because he has a small chicken farming business. He was asking about a good lead magnet. He's asking about a good lead magnet. Asking about a good lead magnet. And one of the giveaways was that Billy Senior said, "Should I give away like one free egg?" And immediately, I know that's Eric. Eric's like, "What can I give away for free?" I'm like, "Don't."
Oh, so that was the giveaway. I'm an overgiver.
What can I give away for free? I'm like, "Don't give
See
away."
you, Mike. See you later, bud. Man, dude, sir, sell some microgreens. Get it done. Make some money.
Away for free. I'm like, "Don't give away one free egg." Give away for free. I'm like, "Don't give away one free egg, Billy Senior." So I thought this would be a good time.
I'm going to pause to get a drink of water. One second. Pull back my comments up. Sorry, everybody. Eek. Okay, pull that back up. Back to work.
Give
Sorry.
away for free.
Chop, chop.
I'm like, "Don't give away one free egg, Billy Senior." So I thought this would be a good time to talk about what is a lead magnet.
Okay. I would love that. I'm sure Billy would love to hear it also.
Every time I do one of these, I'm like, man, I laugh too much. Yes, Claire? Oh, cool. That's exciting.
Okay. I would love that. I'm sure Billy would love to hear it also, but go ahead.
Yeah, lead magnet.
Okay, I would love that. I'm sure Billy would love to hear it also. But go ahead.
There's another one of my stutters. I'm gonna see if I can cut that out.
Okay, I would love that. I'm sure Billy would love to hear it also. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Billy Senior, and Billy his kid, his dang kid.
Yep. Good old William.
So for a lead magnet to for a lead magnet
Maggot, a lead maggot. That's disgusting. I'm just kidding.
his dang kid. So for a lead magnet,
So like it seems like I feel like I'm making fun of Quinn a lot here, but at this point we're 21 episodes in, and it's kind of like a brother sister kind of relationship where we're just kind of just making fun of each other.
magnet for a lead magnet to
Actually, that sounds weird though. I wonder if I can make the mag part stay.
magnet to
That's better, I think.
so for a lead magnet to
I don't know. It still kind of sounds kind of weird. Decisions. What if I just do a bigger pause?
for a lead magnet to
I don't like that either. I think this is our best option.
lead magnet
I'm
to
just gonna go with it.
be something that brings people in. Like, well, let me ask you this first of all. What do you think a lead magnet is, Eric? You think a lead magnet is, Eric? Lead magnet is. Do you think a lead magnet is? You think a lead magnet is, Eric? Think a lead magnet is, Eric?
Again, I'm not crazy about that,
I'm gonna.
but it is the best we got. Best option.
Magnet is, Eric?
I'm gonna assume it's not a single egg. It's maybe something a little bit different than that. It's a way to
Cut out my
maybe.
Let's see if it works.
It's maybe something a little bit different than that. It's a way to maybe hook your listener in to get into your world. So maybe I thought maybe it's some kind of freebie that you could give somebody that makes them sign up for your email list. It's just something that you kind of give away to get somebody into your realm of buying something in the future, possibly. You're making them a warmer customer, a warmer lead. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
a lead magnet is
I did not answer that very well. But that's okay. You know what? We're going to leave it. Sometimes I'll go back in and hey, I'm using Reaper to edit. It's free. It's a free. I mean, it's not technically free, but it is free. Like you can get the entire software to use, and I've just been using this for 10 years, and I know all the shortcuts. I know how to do it. I know how to edit fast, and that's the only reason I'm using this one. But yeah, I'll put a link in the chat, and you can check it out. But it's free to use, and it's really great. I was gonna actually make some templates for everybody from the way I do things and send them out to everyone, so you can just pop in your stuff and go. But it's cool because like I was explaining earlier, it's got ripple editing, which I really like. So what that means is if I split something here and I move it, it's going to move her track as well. So like instead of like having to edit, like cut something out and then go like move, I can just edit really quickly. And it's got all kinds of interesting things like slip editing. So like if there's like a little thing here, I just want to cut out this word, I can just kind of move it like this, or not that button, this button. Move it like that and it'll disappear. Like there's this cool bunch of little tricks. I got a lot of keyboard shortcuts that I like to use. Like if I want to turn this one down just a dB, I can press E or W to turn it back up. There's a bunch of little quick little edits I can do with it. But yeah, I'm gonna make like a Reaper like masterclass here soon. It's pretty popular in the podcast editing world. This one and Hindenburg and Adobe Audition, that's kind of like the main three, I think. Or what was I talking about? I don't even remember now.
magnet is that you're
Delete all this. 'Cause I don't remember where I was.
Warmer lead. Is Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
remember what I
Okay.
was saying. I remember what I was saying now. Audacity. I totally forgot about Audacity. I don't know. I think Audacity does have Ripple editing also. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I was gonna do a class about Audacity too, because that seems like another big common one. So like Reaper and Audacity are the two big free ones. Reaper is just has a lot more features. I think Audacity is probably better for like new people, but like I like Reaper just because it's like more advanced. But so anyways, as I was saying, like I really sucked that answer up like really bad. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll actually like after the episode airs or after we get the episode recorded, I'll go back and I'll re-record some of my answers to make them better. I know that's awful, but you know, sometimes I can't think of a good answer on the spot like this right here, but I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to push myself and just leave it.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So lead magnet.
I'm going to move that over. She answered too quickly.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So lead magnet is that you're like by the definition is it's a magnet that is drawing in leads. You know.
Well, there you go. I could have said it way better than that.
So yeah, I was even upset with myself at the time too. But I'm going to cut that out. No self-deprecating on the podcast. It's not allowed.
It's a magnet that is drawing in leads. No, I mean, it's better to have the description because a lot of people get confused. And you're basically drawing that is drawing in
Record your
leads.
answers too. Okay, good. That makes me feel better. At least I'm not the only one.
Definition is it's a magnet that is drawing in leads. And you're basically drawing in the people that are going to connect with what you are doing and what you're offering based off of something.
I'm going to show you what I do for the breath. Sometimes when the breaths are kind of loud, I just lower them a little bit. Let's see if that sounded okay.
You're doing and what you're offering based off of
That's that versus
offering
just, I don't know, subtle. You don't have to do it.
based off of something that is attractive to them. So you're drawing them in, and some people do it for free and some people do it low ticket. It just depends. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to lower that one.
Just depends. It doesn't matter which way you go. When you do free, you're going to have a lot of people that either don't use it or don't show up.
And actually, let me show you how I actually edit. So when I'm not live, I will put it on 1.6 speed and I'll edit like this.
Doesn't matter which way you go. When you do free, you're going to have a lot of people that either don't use it or don't show up and all that other stuff. That's just part of the game.
I'll just chipmunk it, but I don't want to annoy everybody, so I'm just going to keep it slow.
It's just part of the game, you know? But the main thing, but
Oh, I can hear a little bit of that breath still.
but
There we go.
the main thing is where I see a lot of people mess up is they start to think about their ideal clients and their audience and everything. And they go, okay, I know what's good for them. And so that's what they offer versus a lead magnet is meant to be what is something that they are looking for? What is something that they need? So to bring it back to Billy Sr. So to bring it back to Billy Sr. instead of a free egg, because he was saying so, because he was saying something about like got to give that one free egg, and once they get a taste of the egg, they'll have to keep coming back for more eggs
Oh,
from
yeah. It'll save you.
Yeah.
If you have an hour-long podcast and you're editing at like 1.5 speed or even 2, like it's going to cut your time in half. For sure. It'll save you at least 20 minutes, at least.
eggs from him.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that yes, the eggs are great, and once you have like good eggs, you'll taste the difference, and you're gonna want those eggs. But that's
This
not
right
how
here
you
is my,
really bring in
I'm gonna pause
people.
Come on, pause.
people. That
This is my LUFS meter. So like podcasting, you want to shoot for -16. And how I do that is I run it through Alphonic first, and it pretty much puts it at -16, but there's still a few words here and there that aren't quite there. And so that's the loudness. That's the perceived loudness I'm going for, is like between -15 and -16. So if I see something, if I hear a word that's popping up and it's hitting -14, that's too loud. If it's -17, it's too quiet. And so like, as you can see, as I'm editing here, I'm like doing some automations, lowering certain words and raising certain words. You definitely don't have to do that. But a lot of these clients that I work for are paid, and like they're paying me to edit. So I like just kind of go the extra mile.
You're going to want those eggs. But that's not how you really bring in people that are going to want the higher quality and the fresher eggs. A lot of times you're going to find those fresher eggs. A lot of times you're going to find those people searching for not only quality, but also convenience. So if you were trying to find a customer that is wanting to pay the higher price for like farm fresh eggs, you're going to want to bring them in with something that would make their life more convenient, and then they're going to get a taste of the good egg, and then they'll be hooked. So you knew the taste and the quality was different, and that once they tasted it, they would be hooked. So that's the second part. But the first part is to attract them in. And so what I would do for Billy Sr. is I would say you would have like maybe
Actually, running it through it Auphonic last is perfectly fine, because a lot of times it can mix better than I can, honestly, and it'll save you the hours too. So like I pay for like the max Auphonic that you can get, and so like I'm running each track separately, but I would save probably myself a lot of money and time if I just did it after and just did an hour instead of like 2 for every episode. So yeah, you can totally do it after. It's totally fine. Like just doing the episode raw through Auphonic and mixing it that way is better than 99% of other podcasts. So that's totally fine.
not only quality, but also convenience. So if you were trying to find a customer that is wanting to pay the higher price for like farm fresh eggs, you're going to want to like farm fresh eggs. You're going to want to bring them in with some eggs. You're going to want to bring them in with something that would make their life more convenient. And then they're going to get a taste of the good egg, and then they'll be.
Well, I'm already here. I already did that part.
It is to attract them in. And so what I would do for Billy Sr. is I would say you would have like maybe.
Let me show you what I was trying to do yesterday, and I mess with it so often, but I couldn't quite get it right. It's this RX plugin, Deep Breath. It kind of works, but it doesn't work good enough, or I haven't figured it out quite enough yet. But it takes out all the breaths automatically. And Auphonic can do this too, but it also doesn't do a good enough job to me.
I would say you would have.
Am I even on the right thing? Let's turn the sensitivity up.
I'm
gonna turn this back.
I would say you would have.
Why is she working? Am I on the right track?
I would say you would have.
Hold on, something's wonky here. That's the other thing. This track wasn't really working yesterday either.
I would say you would have.
Yeah, forget you, Deep Breath. I'll try it later. It's not going to work for me. Turn it off. It works sometimes, not all the time.
Different things that are going to make their life like not necessarily just more affordable. A lot of people you'll get more people if you're going to save them money, but if you're trying to get the higher clients, you're going to want.
So just back to doing it by hand.
A lot of people you'll get more people you'll get more people if you're going to save them money, but if you're trying to save them money, but if you're trying to get the higher clients, you're going to want to save them more time. And so I would going to want to save them more time. And so I would have put like a recipe card up for Starbucks egg bites, because Starbucks egg bites are loved
I'm gonna be honest. I've never had a Starbucks egg bite in my life. I've never bought food from Starbucks. Period. Just coffee. Do they have good food? I don't know. Let me know.
Starbucks egg bites, because Starbucks egg bites are loved by so many people. If you go through the drive-through, you get like 2 egg bites. It's a ridiculous amount of money, but they steam them up for you, and it's like you get your protein, steam them up for you. This amount of money, but they steam them up for you, and it's like you get your protein. It's healthy. Steam them up for you, and it's like you get your protein. It's healthy. You're good to go. Well, you can make them really easily, and there is a secret to making them. A lot of times people try to get like a little muffin tin at home and make these egg bites, but then they just like, they're not as good. They're not as good as Starbucks, so then they go back to using Starbucks. But the trick is you use a pan full of water. Trick is you use a pan full of water underneath while you cook the egg bites on the top rack. So you're steaming them, all of that. So you're teaching them how to cook the egg bites on the top rack. So you're steaming.
Okay, that one sounded weird. Sometimes it didn't always work just right.
Top rack. So you're steaming them, all of that. So you're teaching them how to make their convenient egg bites from home. So now they're going to save time. They don't have to spend that extra money at.
I'm getting tired of doing all these breaths. I'm about to stop. I'm about to just go with it.
And they don't have to spend that
Yep, I'm just going to go with it.
extra money at Starbucks. And they're also going to be hooked after they have tried the eggs with the Starbucks recipe. And they'll need more.
Okay, that was pretty loud. I lied.
Starbucks recipe. And they'll need more eggs because now they're making all these egg bites at home.
God dang, that's a good idea.
Egg bites at home.
God dang, that's a good idea. Billy. Dang, that's a good idea. Billy, you're going to be rich, bud.
Bites at home.
Dang, that's a good idea. Billy,
Too soon.
you're going to be idea. Billy, you're going to be rich, bud.
If we have any small chicken farm business owners out there, there you go.
Yeah, you're rich, bud.
If we have any small chicken farm business owners out there, there you go.
Yeah.
You can also
yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Oops. My screen keeps cutting out, and it's really annoying because I either need a new monitor or I need a new HDMI cable. It keeps like flashing out, and I can't see what I'm doing.
out there, there you go.
Yeah.
You can also
that's a great
incentivize
idea.
them by if they bring their egg carton back for
So
you to
like this right here, a lot of times we'll talk over each other, and so I'll just whoever said the most interesting thing, I'll keep.
there you go. You can also incentivize them.
Yeah, definitely listen to it. This is our 21st episode. So we talk about, I think in this one we talked about lead magnets. We talked about mindfulness or something, like meditation or something like that. And then we talked about something else. We normally just do one topic, but this one we did 3, and we did it live on TikTok. And we're starting to do all of our episodes live. I like it. I like going live. I feel like I actually do a better job when I go live.
There you go. You can also incentivize them by giving them a discount if they bring.
I'm gonna try something.
Also incentivize them by giving them a discount if they bring their egg carton back for you to fill it up. So
Wow. This is why you're the idea person. This is why you're the idea person.
you didn't know you were going to get a whole lesson on lead magnets based off of Billy Senior, the egg man.
Yeah, when you said the icebreaker about the egg, it was totally not in my mind at all
I wonder
about
if I can cut out that stutter.
when you said the icebreaker about the egg. It was
I may not be able to. Maybe 2.
when you said the icebreaker about the egg.
No, I don't think.
It was totally not. When you said the icebreaker about the egg,
Hold on. One more time.
when you said the icebreaker about the egg, it was totally not in my
I'm gonna leave it. It's not great.
mind at all about this morning. That feels like an eternity ago. So I totally forgot about the egg thing. So that's great. I like that.
You've
I was
blinked
listening
since then.
to I have, yeah. Alex Ramosi was doing the school get together or whatever that they do today,
Mhm.
and he was kind of that too, and something that he was talking about.
See ya. Thanks for hopping in. I think I might cut this out. I don't know. I don't remember if I like this story that I told. I cut out a lot of my own stuff. Just because I don't like to hear my own voice sometimes.
The egg thing. So that's great. I like that. I was listening to Alex Ramosi was doing Alex Ramosi was doing the school get together. Alex Ramosi was doing the school get together or whatever that they do today, and he was kind of talking about that too. Ramosi was doing the school get together or whatever that they do, doing the school get together or whatever that they do today,
Mhm.
and the school get together or whatever that they do today,
Mhm.
and he was kind of talking whatever that they do,
Mhm.
and he was kind of talking about that too, and something that he was talking about for like digital businesses like ours was doing like a customizable call. So like a 15-minute call, and you just kind of walk them through something about, the way, whatever way that you can help them. And that could be a good lead magnet. So I was going to start doing that, was maybe just doing like little 15-minute calls here and there. As like a freebie, 15-minute calls here and there. As like a freebie, like minute calls here and there. As like a freebie. Like, speaking of freebies, so what is your opinion on freebies versus low ticket for a lead magnet versus low ticket for a lead magnet?
I think it depends on what you're trying to attract. So here's the thing. And I know Alex Hermosi's talked about this too. In fact, he had a really good video recently. We should put that in the show notes because it's so good, or they can come to, I'll post it in my group or something like that. But it is when you're starting out, if you are really good at your craft, then you need to be selling to the rich. And there's a difference in between clients, because when you have a client, but it is when you're starting out, selling to the rich. And there's a difference in between clients, because when you have a client that is not, they're going based off of like pennies, like let's say they're going is not, they're going based off of like pennies. Like let's say you have people that are paying like $50. I think that's the scenario he gives. Someone that's paying $50 for something, their income level is going to be where that's like a huge percentage in their paycheck each month. And so they're going to be like, well, what do I get from this? And and they're constantly following up and asking more questions and trying to make sure it's worth their $50, versus the person that you charge $5,000. They're just going to be like, okay, just so you know, I sent the wire over dollars, versus $50, versus the person that you charge $5,000 worth their $50, versus the person that you charge $5,000. They're just going to be like, okay, just so you know, I sent the wire over. And
Yeah.
you're still going to be over.
Right there.
Yeah.
Where I said, yeah, cutting that out. It's not necessary. You don't have to react with a little word every time someone says something. So, yeah. Sometimes when I say, yeah, or wow, or I like that, or that's good, or wow, that was amazing, I'll just cut all that out. You don't need it.
The wire over. And you're still going to be providing the excellent quality, but you're also able to provide more quality when you're not getting questioned all the time. Quality when you're not getting questioned all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's also I cut out those mm-hms. So when you're having a conversation, you naturally tend to like agree with someone with like words like mm-hmm or yeah. But I try to not do that, because if you're in a podcast, if you listen to a podcast, and after every time someone says something, you hear someone go mm-hmm, mm-hmm, like it's a way to like let your person that you're talking to in real life know that you're listening. But as a listener for a podcast, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. So I cut those out. Quick tip.
All the time. based off of if your stuff is quality. They're actually turning around and they're just taking it and doing it. So it really depends on if you're f***ing it and doing it. So it really depends on if you're freebie now and doing it. So it really depends on if you're freebie now. There's plenty of people that are going to say, well, I make a lot of money and I like a good freebie, and that's good. So you got to make sure your lead magnet is something that is quality, still meets them at their place where they need it. I would say if you are needing to get people in, test it, because you're going to see a difference in the quality of person that you're bringing in based off of if they're paying like $7 for your what you would call low ticket or lead net magnet, and test the crowd for the people that are getting the freebies and see who sticks around, who's interactive, who's engaging. The other thing, when we were talking about the lead magnets, one thing active, who's engaging. The other thing, when we were talking about the lead magnets, one thing I wanted to say is you want the lead place where they need it.
That is
I would say
I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
Place where they need it. I would say if you're that you're and test the crowd for the people that are getting the freebies and see who sticks around.
That's there for sure.
Who's engaging. The other thing, when we were talking about
there was a weird breath. Where was that at?
Engaging. The other thing.
Do a little fade out.
Engaging. The other thing, when we were talking about the lead magnets, one thing I wanted to say is you want the lead magnet to bring them in on their terms and solves the problem that they currently have. Because during that time frame, because during that time frame, so if they're trying to learn from you about podcasting and how to have their own podcast, a lot of them might be worried about the equipment, or they might be worried about like, how do I even set it all up? How do I register? And all these things. And you're like, well, it's really more about how do I register? And all these things. And you're like, well, it's really more about the editing of your podcast. And it's really more, and you're like, well, it's really more about the editing. You're like, well, it's really more about the editing of your podcast. And it's really more about making sure that you have a whole schedule laid out and that you get to your 21st episode. Like all this other stuff is pretty easy. But you need to bring them in on their terms where it's solving their problem. And it's even better because if all that other stuff is easy and the hard stuff comes later, they're going to have that. It's better if it's a quick win for them. They're going to have that reward factor. And so you're basically going to let them get a taste of what you're good at and you're providing them. So whether you do a free lead magnet or a low ticket magnet, make sure it's worth your time and make sure it's worth your time and you're also following up with them. I think a lot of times there's people that will do like webinars, master classes, and they don't even do a very good job at presenting the master classes, and they don't even do a very good job at presenting the offer or making the offer. Presenting the offer or making the offer. I know I've been doing a test run with my group, making the offer. I know I've been doing a test run with my offer. I know I've been doing a test run with my group. I did it where I didn't create any content on social media. And now I've just officially hit 100 members in there. Which was my goal. Officially hit 100 members in there, which was my goal, to hit 100 members without posting on social media. And
so you're going to start making TikToks.
We'll see. I have to decide which account I'm going to be doing it on. And that's a whole other story. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, that's
But-
later.
Yeah, that's the beats part of the Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica. So anyways, you want to go ahead and test it and then see who's coming in, keeping them to hit 100 members without posting on social media. You want to go ahead and test it and then see who's coming in, keeping them engaged. But I did not also make consistent offers. The most consistent offer I made was when I made a new Breakthrough Buddy video. I would include that if they did Breakthrough Buddy video, Breakthrough Buddy video. I would include Breakthrough Buddy video. I would include that if they don't have Breakthrough Buddy video. I would include that if they don't have Breakthrough Buddy video, they can get it.
That's all I'm doing too.
Get it.
That's the only time I make offers. Also,
Mhm.
That's the only time I make offers. That's the only time I make offers. That's the only time I make offers. Also,
Mhm.
and I don't even do it every
that
time.
the people, Eric, you should be doing that. But what I want to say is that you have to be following up and presenting the value buddy video. They can get it. You have to be following up and presenting the value, but so it's like 80% education and they say 20% like sales and stuff like that.
Boo.
I think there's a better way of doing it. Well, you're just offering more help. Remember, sales is offering help.
I know.
But the thing is that it's low ticket. It does help cover your cost in the beginning. I think if anybody's beginning and they're trying to do it on like a bootstrap budget, I think if anybody's beginning and they're trying to do it on like a beginning. I think if anybody's beginning and they're trying to do it on like a bootstrap budget, you should try to do something that is irresistible enough for them to come in at a low ticket so that you can at least get your costs covered so you don't have stress, because you should be creating your content and you should be creating your courses, your coaching and stuff without the stress of like, am I even getting the bills paid? You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, too, I think people when they have Well, too, I think people when they have a little skin in the game, they're more likely to stick with something.
Bills paid.
Well, too, I think people when they have a little skin in the game, they're more likely to stick with something. People when they have a little skin in the game, they're more likely to stick with something. You know, like there's been plenty of freebie stuff that I've done and I just totally forgot about it. But if I was to actually put my credit card information in, you know, I might actually do it. That's just me though.
Well, I think that's for a lot of people.
Do it. That's just me though.
Well, I think that's for a lot of people. I mean, that also goes with if you undercharge, you can forget about something you undercharged for, like, or somebody undercharged for. There's some courses that I've gotten and I'm like, I haven't even looked at them and it's been a year.
Yeah. Well, that's mean low.
I haven't looked at them and it's been a year.
Yeah. Well, that's mean low ticket.
At them and it's been a year.
Yeah. Well, that's mean low ticket means something different for everybody. Like my low ticket's probably.
It's been a year.
Well, that's mean low ticket means.
A year.
Well, that's mean low ticket means something.
Year.
Well, that's mean low ticket means something different for everybody. Like my low ticket's probably different than your low ticket.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is like when you're dealing with people that are lower ticket.
Different than your low ticket.
And the other thing is like when you're.
At this point in the podcast, I'm sounding very sleepy. I think it's like almost 9 o'clock or whatever. I'm like, yeah, low ticket means.
I mean, low ticket means something different for everybody. Like my low ticket's probably different than your low ticket.
And the other thing is like when you're dealing with people that are lower ticket or lower price range, you have a lot of people trying to save money and they also lack time because they're working so hard for their money. But it's easier for them to quit or end a subscription or ask for a refund because that money means so much to them. And if they don't have the skin in the game or if they're not really fully committed, then they could become resentful for even the not really fully committed.
This was a good quote. I wonder if I could use this one for the beginning. Let me see.
or ask for a refund because that money means so much to them. And if they don't have the skin in the game, or if they're not really fully committed, then they could be committed. Then they could become committed. Then they could be fully committed. Then they could become resentful for fully committed. Then they could become resentful for even the amount that they paid into it. Versus when you're dealing with somebody that's a higher paying ticket client, they paid into it. Versus when you're dealing with somebody that's a higher paying ticket client, they are like, I'm needing more time. So save me time and I'd be glad to give you the money. So as long as you can follow through and provide the time, then the money's not an issue.
All right. I loved it. What's the
Thank
second
you.
topic?
You.
All right. I loved it. What's the
Thank
second
you.
topic? I loved it. What's the second topic? All right. I loved it. What's the second topic?
Second topic. So this is something that I was going to mention that I've been trying to think through and go through within the last, I guess, couple of weeks, is I started to feel that there were some people that I may have not been aligned with, or some decisions I had made for my business that were influenced outside of me and who I am. Even if I still think through every decision that I make and it still makes sense, but does it really feed me as a person? Is it really something that is calling me out, and really something that is calling me out? And if I'm not serving my, meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing and providing for other people, then am I even truly serving the people around me? Because if I'm serving them based off of like meeting the needs of who I am, and not serving my, meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm not serving my, meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing and providing for other people, then am I even truly serving the people around me?
That's the one. That is going to be our intro quote. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the episode. I'm going to pop it right here. And I'm going to cut out where she said serving. So right here. Oopsie. I'm going to move this over. Let's see how that sounds. And it's a little bit long, but we'll fix it. See, it's a hair long, but I'll show you what I'm going to do.
If I'm not meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing and providing for other people, then am I even truly serving
Hey,
the
everybody,
people
welcome
around?
back to A Look into Leadership,
okay.
where we
As you can see, not quite long enough. But what I've done with the music here is I've kind of cut it in certain places to where to make it longer. So I'm gonna press my ripple editing button, move all this over to where it's gonna start like right there. Let's try here. Now I'm gonna make this longer. And I think that should be okay now. Let's check it out.
If I'm not meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing and providing for other people, then am I even truly serving the people around me?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to A Look into Leadership, where we go behind the scenes.
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna move this over just a hair though. Just a hair.
If I'm not meeting the needs of who I am, meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing, meeting the needs of who I
Does that sound
not meeting the needs of who I am in what I'm doing and providing for other people, then am I even truly serving the people around me?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to A Look
Okay.
into Leadership,
All right,
where we
so-
go behind the
All
scenes.
right, so now we've got our intro quote. I'm going to go back to editing to where I was. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore. That's done. The only thing I have to do now is finish this edit. Probably going to take a break, though, here in just a minute, though, because I like to edit for about an hour and then kind of take a short walk because if you don't have a standing desk and you're just kind of sitting there in this like uncomfortable chair, my back starts killing me. And so like I can only work for like an hour at a time before I have to like stand up and like take like a 10-minute break, just like a mental health break where I'm just like, well, I'll walk around the house for a minute, stretch my legs, maybe just like look at TikTok for like 10 minutes and try not to look at TikTok for an hour. And so that's kind of what I'll do. So we're almost at like an hour and a half, and I'll take a break here in just a second. Let me just see where we're at.
Then am I even truly serving the people around me? Because if I'm serving them based off of like an idea that I know I could fulfill me, then they're missing out. And so I know that might sound.
All right, I think that is a good stopping point, actually. Going to stop sharing the screen here. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the questions. I appreciate everybody that was in the live today. You asked a lot of good questions. If you're going back and you made it this far, thank you for being here. Whoa, I keep getting all blurry and stuff. But anyways, we'll do it again soon. I'm going to try to do this at least 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times a week. I don't know. But we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.